and less personal. So this is forced. I couldn't not talk about it, and it also was very personal. So it challenged me as a comedian to do something I'd never done before. So that was interesting and good.
The thing that I was thinking about after the show was how many, and I would almost have to see this twice, so I'll have to watch it on Netflix, but how many jokes and funny quips were layered in that, I mean, there were just these landmines of jokes all the way through as you were telling the story. And then that's when you realize, oh, this is why this guy's a headliner for over a decade, because you know how to do that. And I was noticing how well you spelled it out. It wasn't just talking. It was the way you put it, I thought was very well done.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's like material that I've worked on, and it's got a lot of, it's pretty layered, and it's complicated. I never had a bit this complicated. You know, it's like 35 minutes maybe in entirety.
Your bus chunk.
Yeah, the bus chunk. And it's like interesting to think about, because a lot of people said this should be like a one-man show. This should be, you know, because it's almost entirely about that. And my mind doesn't work that way. I just don't, you know, so it kind of feels like I'm in a comedy club doing a one-man show in the wrong environment or something a little bit, but I'm forcing it as to be like traditional stand-up in a way. So that's how I'm presenting it. But it's everything in the show. But it's like, you know, it's mostly about my health. But yeah, it's that was a big incident, and it turned into a big chunk of material. Yeah.
And from Rigby, Idaho.
Well,
I
close.
always say Rexburg, and you correct me, right?
Close. I'm from a little town north of both of those towns.
Okay, called
Ashton. It's very small. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Because we talked last time about how Philo T. Farnsworth, the inventor of TV.
Yes, he's from Rigby.
And literally across the street is his Green Street lab, where he invented television.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You should go check it out.
I should go check it out.
Yeah, it's just literally on Vallejo and Battery down there.
Oh, that's cool.
Same street as the Comedy Club.
Oh. Philo T. Farnsworth had a moment at the Emmys. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah, Nate
had
your
that
buddy.
brilliant sketch. Yeah, that was so good. Really funny.
What's that like when a guy who you kind of came up with is now like a billionaire? That's got to be really cool.
Well, it's amazing. I've been a fan of Nate since I moved to New York, and he'd been in New York a couple years already, I think. And I just was like, who is this guy? He's so interesting, unique, and funny.
Like you, doesn't swear.
Yeah. He's actually directing this special that's coming out.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is great. I'm really excited about that, working with him and his now his big empire. Yeah. So it's very exciting. But yeah, he's fantastic. And it's interesting. I mean, we're all so proud of him. You know, we're all so proud of him. It's just amazing. Comedians, I think, generally are pretty happy for others' success within our world. We're very supportive, very, you know, happy to see other people doing well.
It is. I think it's interesting, though. In that group, you know, Mark Norman doing theaters, Joe List making movies, Sam nonstop theaters everywhere, DeStefano, Schultz. I mean, that little pocket, that's like a golden generation, you guys.
Yeah, I think that I feel like I'm a bit like out of their generation. I'm like one ahead. I don't really know where I fit. Those guys are all my buddies. They're all doing really well. I've been around a little longer than those guys, and but I've bounced around so much. Those guys were all like really built that in New York City. I was kind of a headlining comedian when I moved to New York City, and then became like a New York City comedian. So it's my path was a little different, I think, maybe, or I see it that way. But yeah, it is amazing. It is a little pocket of like comedies. Just comedy in general right now is so huge. I think, you know, I work with Seinfeld. I work with a lot of these guys who've been around, and it's interesting to talk about the history. Because stand-up comedy is not that old, really, as an art form. It's like pretty relatively new. And I think to see, you know, the people I'm working with, when they started, they didn't even know if it was a career. They didn't know if you could. There was like a handful of clubs, 2 or 3 clubs that you could hope to get work in, and they would just go, "Wow, that'd be fun to go to Chicago and go to this club." That was like, and now it's like it would be hard to overstate the change in the industry. It's amazing.
What's like Dana Carvey started off, he went to the Holy City Zoo and the other cafe, and it would be like comedy night. It wasn't dedicated for it.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Seinfeld, who you opened for. I love Mark Norman's story about, and of course, huge Seinfeld fan.
Yeah.
But he did a show, I'm sure you've heard the story, but the rule was wear a suit, but not a black suit. That's what I'm doing. So he goes, okay, I'll wear a blue one. Or maybe it was, but whatever it was. But they're at a huge theater. Mark did his opening set, and then for people who know, he's like, coming up, your headliner, Jerry Seinfeld. And he ran off stage, and the handler's like, what are you doing? He's not ready.
Yeah.
And then, so Mark went back out and went, hey. And then it was like, and the guy's like, what are you doing? And then afterwards, he asked the handler, he goes, am I dead? He goes, I don't know. And then Jerry said, first of all, you're not dead. That's the good news. But you never, ever go back out.
Yeah, I know. Mark was nervous about doing the gig. He was texting me that night, actually. He was like, I think I really messed up. He was so in his head. And the thing about that gig, I told him, all you have to do is just do your time. You're going to be great. Just do your time. Don't do less than your time. Just do your time. And he didn't do his time. And then he panicked, and he goes, I got to do my... And he went back out there. Yeah, I don't know why he tells that story so often. He should stop telling the story. But anyway, Seinfeld, loves and respects all those guys. He loves comedians so much, and he loves to see people successful and working and growing. And we talk about Mark and all those guys. He knows he's really keeps his finger on things, and he loves when there's somebody working on stuff with him. He just loves it. So I'm sure they had a good time, and Mark is very he every time I see him, he just wants to know what's going on with Jerry.
Should I text him?
Yeah. And Jerry.
Well, I think he told the story like, the room downstairs at Gotham, the bar down there.
Yeah.
He said that one night, that's Seinfeld's club. He drops in.
Yes.
Was it Mazzilli Brothers?
Yeah.
He came in and he sat down with Mark. He said, I really enjoyed your set. And then the thing that Jerry loved about him is that Mark is a comedy historian. He knows everybody.
Yes.
And so that's what Seinfeld appreciates. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Mark said that he missed 3 more sets. He didn't text anybody that he wasn't coming because he just was in this surreal moment with Jerry.
That's what you do. When I first met Jerry, I was at Carnegie Hall.
Wow.
And I was opening for Gad Elmaleh.
Yeah, Israeli comic, right?
He's a French comedian, grew up in Morocco.
Morocco, that's it. Because I remember I saw him on Comedians in Cars. He was pretty funny.
Yeah, he's very fun. He's super talented, brilliant performer, comedian, massive star in France, Europe. Massive movie star comedian. But he and Jerry are very close. Gad asked me to open for him at Carnegie Hall, and Jerry was there.
Wow.
And he goes, do you want to meet Jerry? And I go, yeah. And Jerry goes, you ever worked here before? And I go, yeah. And he goes, you have? I go, Carnegie Hall? No. And he started giving me some very good advice. But I was supposed to be on stage, and it was the same experience that Mark had, where they're calling my name to go on at Carnegie Hall. But I'm like, I'm not leaving the green room with Jerry Seinfeld. I'm just not.
Wow.
So, then I panicked, and I have to run, and I find where I'm supposed to be, and I come off. And Jerry was there when I came off, and he watched my set.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, I could talk to you all day.
Yeah, it's so fun to talk.
We want to make sure everybody sees Ryan at the world-famous Punchline, punchlinecomedyclub.com for tickets. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yes, and next week in Seattle. Anybody in the Seattle area, please come on out. We've got tickets available for the taping, and those are going to be really fun shows.
Yeah. Get your laugh on Netflix.
October 4th, 2 shows. Yes.
Great stuff. Ryan Hamilton, everybody. Get on back on Byline.
Tell me who's watching? Who's watching me? I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. I always feel like somebody
Keep listening for details on how to get up to